this president has chosen sides when it comes to Ghana-Nigeria issue. Quite, comfortable with Nigerians, or more comfortable with Nigerians than Ghana. This is uncivilized. This is not what we have to, accept in Ghana. As we speak, we are demanding that government of Ghana should summon the ambassador, the Nigerian ambassador to Ghana immediately for an explanation. I mean, we are also sitting there looking at Nigerians who are staying in Ghana, committing all sorts of, brutalities by, kidnapping our own Ghanaians, which is very, very unacceptable, which is absurdity. If you have crossed border to come to Ghana, you might have to come to Ghana to either trade, school, or to do tourism. But these Nigerians have taken everybody hostage in Ghana and unleashing atrocities, causing mayhem, murder, rape, mass prostitution in Ghana. Can you imagine that there are some Nigerians who are doing Ghana, spoiling the water bodies in Ghana for Ghanaian people to drink?
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself. Welcome back to Rush Online. If you're new, please welcome to Rush Online, and this is the Hard Talk. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share, and don't forget to let me know what you think in the comment section. And to my viewers out there, anybody who wants to feature on the Hard Talk, you can just send a message to the WhatsApp number on the screen. I'm going to be putting up a number on the screen, so you send the message to. Okay, so there it is. So if you want to, participate in the Hard Talk or feature on the Hard Talk, just send a WhatsApp message to the numbers on your screen, and I'll arrange for us to get it done. And today we have a couple of things to discuss, and the guest we have on the show is nobody but Bobby. Bobby, welcome to the platform.
Thank you so much, my brother, for having me, Rush.
All right, thank you too for having time for the Hard Talk. And would you like us to have this conversation done in English or Tree?
I'm comfortable with any that you are comfortable with, whether Tree, English, or mix. I mean, we can have it. Yeah.
Okay, so just for us not to limit the space, because it's not everybody that understands Tree, but
All right.
majority understands English. So let's go with the English, yeah. So we don't, kick some people out of the discussion. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
first of all, let me allow you to introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself to us, please, to my
Right.
viewers.
Bobby is my name. A social
Okay.
commentator, somebody who is an activist for Ghana. So that's what I would say for now.
Okay, Bobby, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you also hear me?
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get you clearly. It's like your line started breaking. Can you please come
Okay.
again with your introduction?
So basically, Bobby is a social commentator, an activist
Okay.
for Ghana. Yeah.
All right. All right. So, first of all, let me start with this. I guess you've seen this flyer, right? And let me announce it out there first. On the 14th of March this month, there's
Yeah.
going to be some sort of a demonstration or whatever with the
Yeah.
net
A peace walk.
with a headline, yeah, Operation Niger Beko, which is Nigeria must go security awareness at Accra. like I said, on the date 14th this month, March 2026, venue the Independence Square, where Nkrumah declared the independence of Ghana. And also, it's gonna be, it's gonna start at a time, I think, somewhere around 7 a.m. in the morning. So please, if you're out there and have nothing doing, or if you can even sacrifice your time, even if you have something doing, to show up, it will really help, and it will really go a long way to save the nation, because we all want nothing but the betterment of the country. So please make a date with us. We're gonna try, Rush Online. We're gonna try and be there so we can give a live coverage, so everybody can have a look at what is going on the grounds. So, like I said, the theme is Operation Niger Beko, which is Nigeria must go. We are creating awareness at Accra on the 14th of this month, March, at the Independence Square, 7 a.m. sharp. 7 a.m. Yeah, Bobby.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah, yes, please. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, so
Good.
what do you have to say about this? What do you think about it?
Okay, so basically, like you have already established, it is awareness creation. And basically, on the headline, Niger Beko, in a sense that there are so many attacks on innocent Ghanaians from the Nigerian community, most of the Nigerian people in Ghana, unleashing a lot of atrocities on Ghanaians, helpless Ghanaians, innocent Ghanaians. And we cannot sit there, fold our hands under our arms for these atrocities to go on. It is unacceptable. Leaders are not talking. It's quite disappointing that the government of Ghana is quiet on these atrocities unleashed on innocent Ghanaians. Quite recently, we had the piracy attack on Ghanaians. Some
Mhm.
Ghanaians went on sea, and unfortunately, there were a lot of brutalities from the Nigerian people. This one, people have been able to sail all the way from Nigeria and have crossed territorial borders, territorial waters, and have entered Ghanaian waters to, confiscate, attack innocent Ghanaians who were on their own shores, you know, doing their daily activities. This is clear invasion. And as we speak, we've not heard any official people from Nigeria being summoned at Ghana Parliament to give us explanation of such a brutality. This is uncivilized. This is not what we have to, accept in Ghana. As we speak, we are demanding that government of Ghana should summon the ambassador, the Nigerian ambassador to Ghana immediately for an explanation. I mean, we are also sitting there looking at Nigerians who are staying in Ghana committing all sort of, brutalities by, kidnapping our own Ghanaians, which is which is very,
Mhm.
very unacceptable, which is absurdity. If you have crossed border to come to Ghana, you might have to come to Ghana to either trade, school, or to do tourism. But these Nigerians have taken everybody hostage in Ghana and unleashing atrocities, causing mayhem, murder, rape, mass prostitution in Ghana. Can you imagine that there are some Nigerians who are doing galamsey, spoiling the water bodies in Ghana for Ghanaian people to drink? This is a clear, a
Yeah,
serious situation of causing havoc not only to our environment but to the very good people of Ghana. So we are creating awareness on the 14th, telling all Ghanaians to come out. We shouldn't be coward. We shouldn't be timid. We should come parade on the streets of Accra and tell our leaders that enough is enough. Enough is enough. If you guys are not giving us jobs, let us be. If you guys are not giving us employment, let us be. You guys in office are punishing Ghanaians too wickedly. You guys are punishing Ghanaians severely. Why is it that Ghanaian parliament is not able to protect a Ghanaian that on whose mandate you sit in parliament? This is shameful. This is appalling. This is disgusting. It is about time Ghanaian youth come together so that we march for freedom. Like as you said, Kwame Nkrumah, spearheaded that thing for Ghanaians. So it's about time that in our days we also fight a good fight, and take back our country.
All right. Thank you very much. But have you heard of what is also going on somewhere around who, where even I think is it the Fulanis attacking people, somewhere around who, I don't know if you've heard about it.
Yeah, my brother, I've heard of the whole incident. Actually, I've not delved into the matter much, but then what you are saying is something that it's obvious, because this is not the first incident. We've had another kind of unfortunate stories coming from the Fulanese community in Ghana, also
Mm-hmm.
threatening the whole government that they would teach the government a lesson, and they would tell the government of Ghana will show them who rules Ghana. That is a serious threat that undermines, our sovereignty as people. But the Ghanaian government is so
Mm-hmm.
timid, is coward, and that it is not able, to quell these kind of atrocities and perpetrators. So most of the guys coming from, the Fulani community are now emboldened. They are now empowered because of some sort of political interferences. These guys are now empowered, and they go around, communities from communities, committing all sorts of vices and go unpunished. Now the Ghana police is very weak. The Ghana military is equally weak. We don't have protection in Ghana anymore. Ghana is not safe. That is why we're supposed to come to the street for the world to see the kind of terrible condition Ghanaians are living in.
Wow. So in your previous statements, you made mention of the Nigerians and the atrocities they commit and all that. And hey, to the viewers, if in case you guys are not seeing his face, it's not like he's kind of like hiding his face or whatever. It's just that wherever like where he is at the moment, like they are really facing the snow out there. So, and you, as you can see, he's doing this video from the outside. So he's really not having it easy. He's not getting it easy. But the job still has to be done. So he's out there in the snow, doing this for the love of the country. So, like I was saying, you made mention of what the Nigerians are doing, the crimes and all that. And to me, like, if I should ask you, do you see anything getting resolved? Like, do you see anything like positive in the near future if this keeps going on? Like, and the security agencies, like the way they are now kind of like turning a blind eye to what is going on and all that. How do you see
Yeah,
the future? Maybe in like 10 years to come.
right? The future is gloomy. Looking at the kind of information and intel that we have, that is why, as good citizens, we are prompting leadership to be proactive and smart. It's quite unfortunate that Ghanaian leadership is very, I don't want to use so many, words that will, paint the government black, but it is what it is. The government is not. Uh, 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 the government is very
Being
weak. That's
proactive.
what that
Mhm.
I mean. That's what I would say. It's very weak, and they are very timid, in a sense that it is written boldly and clear the atrocities of these Nigerians. And as at now, no single law has been enacted, no single bill has been passed to secure the Ghanaian border, to secure the Ghanaian communities. That is why we are all afraid. That is why we are saying that no, we need to come out and also, demand justice. We need to come out and demand accountability from leadership. That if you are not aware that Nigerians are unaliving people in Ghana, we have evidence. A certain man in Mile 7 gave a rented a room to a Nigerian. Upon interrogating or approaching the Nigerian for a monthly bill, Nigeria had to stab the man to death. And this
Yeah,
is
with the
this is
Caesars.
this is brutal. It is online, and it is glare
Mhm.
in publicity for people to go and have a look at it. A Nigerian man walks in on the street of Aguna, whatever, in the western region, grabs a lady on the street that he doesn't know, knocks the lady down, and starts attempting to rape the lady on street. This is how Ghanaians are
Hmm.
terribly managed in their own country. A Nigerian has been able to kidnap a Ghanaian guy for 6 months. This is in the public notice everywhere online. And he was just recently, about a week ago, rescued by poor people, other civilians who went into the rescue of
And
this young man.
what you are saying isn't happening in Nigeria, but happening in their own country, Ghana, right?
These are the very things happening in Ghana. So if you sit there, Ghanaians have
Mm-hmm.
attitude that it is you, it is not me. But they have forgotten that after
Yeah,
finishing that you, they will come back to you that you are talking about. That it
exactly.
doesn't
Yeah.
concern you. That is why we are taking the matter up. We have read the society, and we have known that Ghanaians are adamant of their own security. Ghanaians are not taking their security issues seriously. That is why these Nigerians are taking undue advantage over Ghanaians. Ghanaians are not in groups because it will not occur to them, because Ghanaians are innocent. Ghanaians do not have, primitive and wicked mindset. They are lovely people, nice people. So people are taking undue advantage from Ghanaians, from the fact that they are hospitable, from the fact that they are nice, from the fact that they are good people. Now Nigerians are capitalizing on that to cause harm to Ghanaians, to unleash death on Ghanaians, which is unacceptable. Why is Parliament timid to come up with laws that will protect the Ghanaian community? These are things that are happening at the very eyes of these leaders. So if me myself, that I'm not paid taxpayers' money to, can see what is going on in Ghana, and leaders are not able to see, let alone coming up with laws, then which leaders are we having? Then who are
Mm-hmm.
our leaders? How competent are our leaders? Why do we have to even pay our leaders? Which services are they rendering to Ghanaians that Ghanaians supposed to pay their MPs? Ghanaians supposed to pay their ministers? Ghanaians supposed to pay those in high authorities, the police, the military, for what? What are they giving to
Mm-hmm.
Ghanaians in return? The only thing they are giving to Ghanaians in return is allowing Nigerians to kill them. Now Nigerians are all over. They flooded Ghana, and they are not there for the country's interest. Anybody that travels to a certain place goes to develop the place. But in the Nigerian case, they even they are there to grab money, send it back home, not even using legitimate and approved means to do that, by kidnapping, human harvesting, child trafficking, prostitution. This is insane. Any government that allows this to go on is either the government is in bed with these Nigerians, or the government has sold the country to the Nigerians. And this will not shock me. Because from what we are hearing, it looks as if there are some other big tycoon guys from Nigeria who is sponsoring both MPP and DC in their political industry, and at the detriment and at the expense of the Ghanaian people. So when these Nigerians commit atrocities in Ghana, they go unpunished because they are the one fueling their agenda, their political ambition. They are the ones giving the big guys in Ghana money to fuel their political, mission. That is why these Nigerians are now pompous and very powerful in Ghana. Have you heard of Ben Peters? Ben Peters is able to block a street in Ghana. Somebody who comes from Nigeria under an Adus regime is now able to block a whole street in Ghana, and nobody goes, nobody comes. A certain foreigner, if that is your character, then it is very weird. Then it is very appalling. Why must we entertain that? Apart from that, we have this Igbo king who is fake, who is causing atrocities, who is bringing people from Nigeria to come and do prostitution in Ghana, who has already duped a guy from Turkey. And Hassan Ayariga has been able to provide all these evidences. But it's just that this guy is somewhere, somehow, has found his feet by convincing and paying bribes to Ghana political leaders. Now he is untouchable in the country. And I mean, if you listen to, I don't believe in prophecy, but if you listen to some other prophecies, this I will quote because it's online. Prophet Telvin said it, that if this care is not taken, Nigerians who are in Ghana, they have a perverted ideas and agenda. They have, a very malicious agenda. They will take up the country. So it is about time when you cross your teeth and you dot your eyes. You know, nobody has to tell you. Nigerians are, 240 million. Why should we get our borders open to such people? We are not saying that they shouldn't come. We are not saying that Nigerians can trade in Ghana, but they have to do it legitimately. And Ghana has to
Legitimately, yeah.
trade with them consciously. If Ghana is allowing them, we should have a data of them. We should know where they are staying. But if at the moment Ghana has no facilities, Ghana has no measures implemented to track the Nigerians, then why do we have to open our borders? They will get our place flooded. We
Yeah.
don't even have, the necessary infrastructures. Allowing them drive on our road, go to our hospitals, use our schools, our facilities, our market and stuff like that. It brings unwarranted economic pressure to Ghanaian people, and Ghanaians are going to face it hardly. Why are our leaders so wicked and hard-hearted? Why must it happen like that? Common planning and engineering of the Ghanaian communities, you can engineer. You can't put measures to control our borders. You can't bring borders to making sure that Ghanaians are safe. Then who are you people? Who are you? For instance, if it is stated that anybody that comes to Ghana through unapproved means shall face judicial consequences, and the end penalty should be death penalty or death sentence. How many how many Nigerians do you think they will take the chance to enter Ghana illegally? We are not saying that they shouldn't come. But if you want to come trade in Ghana, come legitimately or legally. And again, the constitution of Ghana is clear that Nigerians and other foreigners are not allowed to do retailing. Why is the government so weak and so stupid to allow Nigerians to trade in our market whilst the constitution frowns upon that? This is a clear breach of constitutional clause, and it's a platform for impeachment. So any government who is not respecting the constitution of Ghana, that has given him the mandate to be so as president, must be impeached. Must be impeached. So if you are president and you are not respecting the constitution of the land by allowing Nigerians to, flood our market, trade illegally, then you are culpable. then you are blamable, then you are not fit for purpose. Then such a president must be uprooted and must be impeached with immediate effect. Are we not here when the Chief Justice was impeached or removed from office? Who is above the law? Who is above the law?
Well, nice one. Speaking of the parliamentarians or the Ghanaian leaders coming up with laws, implementing laws to protect, the ordinary Ghanaian and all that. We woke up one day only for us to see, that there is an ongoing debate in Parliament where the parliamentarians are trying to, come up with an act or, mend the constitution to favor people who has dual citizenship in Ghana to hold public offices and all that. I saw this and I thought it was maybe just a rumor. But digging deep, I found out it's something, real, like it's going on. It's something that is about to be discussed in Parliament. And if they think it will favor them, they'll go ahead and, sign the bill. Then it takes effect. And for me, from the where I sit, I see a whole lot of, you know, problems coming out of this. Because if you should have somebody who is, example, like a Nigerian descent, also, a Ghanaian, and here is the case whereby this person is holding a public office, and it turns out to be a negotiation between Nigeria and Ghana, and he is the one who is supposed to go do the negotiation, and definitely both parties would like to be the one to be favored. And if this person is pro-Nigerian, definitely there will be a conflict of interest there because he might be doing things to favor Nigeria, though he is holding a public office in Ghana, which is going to go a long way costing the country. I don't know what you think, but let me know your views. Because imagine even a Nigerian or a Ghanaian Nigerian as the foreign minister or holding a public office in, I think, the passport office. And here's the case whereby their people are looking for Ghana passports. See how easy it is going to be. So let me know what you also think. What do you think? Do you side with the gang, like the leaders, or you have, you know um, an opposing view on that?
Well, thank you so much, my brother Rush. In fact, it's
Mm-hmm.
quite disheartening. It's quite disheartening that you vote for people having in mind that they know what is right and they will do what is right, and only to be deceived that these people are not therefore there in your interest, but they are there for their own selfish and parochial interest. It's quite
Interesting.
disheartening, bro. It's disheartening in the sense that let's get facts right. When he said dual citizenship, we are talking of one person having two citizenships, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
So we have, and eventually, one person who has already contracted a citizenship before. And for that matter, Ghana is so charitable. Now, Ghana has now become a charity home, trying to share its citizenship with anybody who has already gotten a first citizenship elsewhere. So if you want a second citizenship, Ghana is ready to offer you that opportunity. Such an insane charitable act, such a stupid, charitable deed. Who does that? Who does that?
Mm-hmm.
Who does that? In a sense that, like you said, Ghana has given someone, an Israeli, a citizenship. Meanwhile, that person has already sworn or given
Mm-hmm.
his allegiance to his country, Israel. And now, because of for any other disdain or
Yeah.
whatever opportunity there for the person, tries to get another citizenship in Ghana, and
Mm-hmm.
now becomes a foreign minister. And just recently, we are having issues with the Israeli government. On whose backdrop
Mm-hmm.
will this person stand? If the person has to be a foreign minister for Ghana, already having an Israeli
Mm-hmm.
citizenship, his first citizenship is Israel. How is the negotiation
Mm-hmm.
going to go? Will it go in favor of Ghana that he is a second citizen to? We don't think as people. We don't think.
Mm-hmm.
This one is not even for the people. This is leadership. It is a clear breakdown of leadership. It is
Mm-hmm.
a clear, incompetence of leadership. Any serious leader will never consider this, especially in the case when it is not favorable for his country. In any case, how does this benefit Ghana? How will this dual citizenship bring food on the tables of Ghanaians? Ghanaians are looking for jobs. Ghanaians do not have quality roads. Ghanaians do not have quality hospitals. Ghanaians are fighting hard for jobs. They are unemployed. The unemployment rate is quite, mind blowing. Why are we not tackling this?
Yeah.
On the scale of preference, if you should meet 10 Ghanaians and ask them what is their priority, what are they looking for, if you have any power to grant it, grant their wish, would they tell you that grant them dual citizen? This is insane. It shows the level of thinking of our
Mm-hmm.
leaders. If these leaders are the ones leading you, no wonder Ghana is, retrogressing. No wonder there's no development in Ghana. Not because the people are so dumb, not because that the people in Ghana are stupid. It is because of lack of visionary leaders. Ghana's problem is its leaders. About 90% of the problems in Ghana is the leadership. Leaders are not, intelligent. Leaders are not visionary. Leaders are very corrupt. Leaders are too wicked. They
Mm-hmm.
are thinking of themselves and their family at the expense of the country and its
The
people.
masses.
That is
Mm-hmm.
the situation we find ourselves. How would someone imagine dual citizenship at this era where people are protecting their own, at this era of the world where trouble, fight, and instabilities are going on all over? Why are Ghanaian leaders thinking in this manner? I'm sorry, I am very disappointed in leadership. And I am very disappointed in the NDC government because they have majority. They have in 186 and more parliamentarians, and they could have used that power that Ghanaians have mandated them to change the fortunes of the Ghanaian people. How is this dual citizenship going to change the circumstances of the Ghanaian people, the Ghanaian populace? This is a stupid bill. This is, an insane law that I have ever come across. Even if Ghana needs it,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't need it at this time. It might have needed it when Ghana is too secured, when Ghana has had all the installation of, in the IT world. That is where we can plan and going forward, maybe think in this direction. This is This is unnecessary. This is appalling. And this is a stupid bill. It does not bring any merit whatsoever to the Ghanaian people. This is absolutely
Hmm.
rubbish. It is a foolish bill. I don't know. It really tells people out there how Ghanaian leaders are. It shows that they are air-headed people. I mean, this is clear. I'm not saying it. Your people are in so many crises. Look at the Galamsey issues. Look at where people had to go to Burkina Faso for tomatoes. You have actually not
Yeah.
implemented anything to, providing security on tomatoes, on food, so that people will not go to Burkina Faso again. Look at the Russian guy. He came to Ghana, captured some innocent Ghanaians because they are not working, because they are helpless, because they are at the mercy of people like that. And he took undue advantage over these girls. As we speak, how many of them has been called upon to be tested whether they have HIV or not? These are kind of things that we are expecting
Yes.
leadership to do, but they don't do it. They rather do the ones that are stupid, the ones that are insane, the one that does not benefit or better the lives of the people. This is clearly shows that Ghanaian leaders are incompetent. They are not fit for purpose. Both parliament, the executive, the judiciary. I mean, look at the case that they ruled in terms of Agrada. Someone who has committed,
Mhm.
atrocities. Someone who has committed a crime like that, a crime that has led people to lose their lives. You rule that they should sentence her in prison for 15 years, and after a few minutes, you go back to say that she has to be given a jail term of a year. This is clear stupidity without any grounds.
Imagine. Imagine.
This shows that our system is too porous. It has become a system for the elite, where if you don't have money, you don't have case. If you don't have money, you don't have.
Mhm.
And such a system is creating chaos for itself. Such a system is dangerous because when the people realize that that is the system that they are going through, where a place where there are too much of injustices, where there is no common grounds for justice, peace will never reign. It will come a time
Yeah,
that the
speaking
Ghanaian
speaking of
people will revolt because of this bad and corrupt system. If Ghanaian leaders are not working hard to overturn and change the fortunes and situations that Ghanaians are having themselves, having experiencing, or Ghanaians are experiencing in their own country, it will come a time that the people will take the laws into their own hands. Ghanaians will defend themselves. Now, I always tell people that because the justice system is broken down, because the justice system is broken down, everybody should get themselves gun and register because it is enshrined in the constitution. You have to protect yourself. If you don't protect yourself, any
but
foolish person on the
but
street will kill you.
but
So you
but the
got to protect
leaders but
yourself.
the leaders
Buy a gun.
but
Gun.
the le-
When you buy a gun, register it and defend yourself because it is in the constitution.
yeah, Bobby, but
Yeah, go on.
the security agencies, the leaders and the security agencies are asking anybody who, whether legally or illegally, in possession of a firearm, should like give it up by bringing it to the police station, handling it over to the security agencies because they are trying to, minimize the number of firearms on the streets or in the system.
If it is illegal, if it is illegally acquired, that is where you can submit it. But then once you have been able to follow the due process, you don't need to give your arm to anybody.
Mm.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Have you asked these
All right.
politicians if they've handed their bodyguards arms to the Interior Ministry? Have you checked that?
Yeah, very good question. To the extent that they were even asking, even the chiefs, they were even telling the chiefs to also surrender their guns. You know, the chiefs normally during occasions, traditional,
Exactly.
yeah, they
Exactly.
even went ahead
They are
asking
rather
them to,
empowering the
yeah,
chiefs.
give up their firearms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are
So
rather empowering the
let's
chiefs.
let's mhm. So let's move to the next topic, which has to do with
Right.
this guy right here on the screen. Now, this guy is a Liberian,
Right.
and apparently there's a whole lot going on online. And so this guy went to visit a friend or whatever somewhere around Lashibi here in Accra. And yeah, and due to some unfortunate incidents, he ended up getting lynched by some Ghanaians. And glory be to God, these Ghanaians have been arrested. But you see some commentaries online, some Liberians kind of like really agitated, still saying the arrest isn't enough. But especially Nigerians have taken this upon themselves like it's their personal issue to the extent that they are calling on the Liberians to start mistreating Ghanaians living in Liberia, or, if possible, unaliving Ghanaians living in Nigeria. And this whole thing started from this Nigerian girl, this girl on the screen. He started preaching that, calling on Liberians to start attacking Ghanaians. That's Liberians in Nigeria, Ghanaians living in Liberia to start getting attacks from Liberians and all that. I don't know your views on this, but like I said, thanks to God, the guys have been arrested, and here they are, and they got arrested. That's somewhere around the Lashibi enclave.
Presupposes that this president has chosen sides when it comes to Ghana Nigeria issue. He quite, comfortable with Nigerians, or more comfortable with Nigerians than Ghana. And this is sad. This is sad. When you talk about dual citizenship and stuff like that, many people believe that it is an orchestration act just to glorify or pacify the Nigerian people living in Ghana. It could be possible because all kind of things that the president is doing is giving the grounds for Nigerians to grow whilst Ghana wither, or Ghanaians wither. You get it. To the extent that
Mhm.
when Ghanaians were calling out the fake Igbo after committing atrocities, bringing in prostitutes to Ghana and causing all sort of vices and crime, this same president, John Dramani Mahama, called this Igbo king and sat him down at the Flagstaff House, the highest office of the land. So people have now begun reading, lines into this, and the conclusion is quite justifiable that this government and the president is not there to help Ghanaians, but this president is there to ensure that Nigerians have stay and eventually
Mhm.
capture the Ghanaian people, which is very, very serious, according to some school of thought. If it is so, and if it is what's the intention of the president, then I'm sorry. It is very, very appalling that the country, Ghana, has called you on duty to be the president. It is your main interest per the constitution to protecting lives and protect the Ghanaian people. But you yourself have betrayed Ghanaian people and subjected them under attack and this kind of brutalities. It is unfair and it is appalling. If there is a competent parliament who is impartial and fair, it is about time they initiate impeachment process against such a president. Because in any case, who can serve
Mhm.
two masters? You are president of Ghana at the same time a chief in Nigeria. This is weird. It is conflict of interest.
Mhm.
In any case, if these two parties are having conflict, as it has started now, at the backyard of Ghana, and no wonder he has chosen sides in defending the Nigerians against the Ghanaian people. It is
Mhm.
unfortunate. This is a recipe for disaster. It is
Mhm.
a recipe for disaster. I don't know who advises the president. If the cabinet is listening, the action of the president is becoming unbecoming. And it is about time, leadership or the cabinet spoke to the president about all these because Ghanaians don't feel safe and Ghanaians are being threatened and, being chastised at their own territory. This is insane. This is
Yeah,
unacceptable.
if
This is
if I should
absurdity.
ask, yeah, if I should ask you to rate the governance of President Mahama, um, out of 100, how would you rate it and why?
Well, I got to be fair,
Mhm.
I'm not in Ghana though. However, people started saying that it's kind of brought a respite in the system. And delve into it. What respite has he brought? Which kind of, project has he initiated that is bringing the respite? And believe you me, there hasn't been any policy rolled out. And for some Ghanaians, I can understand them because they were in terrible situation under Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP. Such a corrupt government, past government. And this government came thinking that he has come to save the people. But he has also come not to do anything but worse and, brutalities. His is even more than the previous government. Because apart from
Mhm.
anything, which was economic issue with respect to the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, this government is not only giving economic crisis to the people, but then he has also threatened the very fabric of peace that united the people. He has divided the people. He's brought so many fear and panic in the system. If you inject gold money, which of course is not even all the money that you inject, they have their own agenda because you can't tell me that is a nice policy. If they have an 18 and 19 metric tons of gold in there, or more than that, and you've used half of that to inject it in the economy. This is clear stupidity. Why don't you use that money to create businesses for the people? You are the first government that we gave you $20 million. You use it to buy pad. It's a clear fraud, a fraudulent act. You cannot use $20
Mhm.
million, all of them, to buy pad. It's impossible. But Ghanaians are too weak and timid to question this government, to demand accountability. That is why these people are going about parading themselves as, untouchable in the country. How can you tell me this? Why don't you use the 20 million to create jobs, to create factories, to bring out, industries that will produce these parts for the young girls? Because in Burkina Faso, they used $12 million to raise tomato factories. Why don't we do same in Ghana? This is a clear sign
Mhm.
of, leadership failure. And this government, everybody is going about saying, hey, 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 hey. I mean, he's been able to reduce dollar. Which country does that? If you reduce momone, if you reduce kako, if you reduce kobi, banchen bodie, and there is no, how is this even sustained? How is it sustainable?
Mm.
If you are talking about project, we talk about project that can stand the test of time, that can be there for 2, 3 decades. That is development. That is bringing up industries. People will get jobs to do, and it will stand for generations to come. If you say that you have reduced dollar today, what of tomorrow if dollar appreciates again? What have you achieved? This is a clear,
Yeah.
stupid policy. And Ghanaians, most of them are so dumb to the core that they don't understand what they are going through. That's it. They are capitalizing on the weak nature of the Ghanaian people to tell them to believe anything that is stupid. How can you tell me this? Me that I am educated, me that I know my left from right, that you have not been able to implement any policy. You've not been able to roll out a policy, a national policy that will drive the economy, that will give jobs, that will boost the economy. In any case, if dollar and the economy is doing well, as they claim, why is it that they are increasing light bill, water bill,
Mm-hmm.
water that they don't have? They are paying exorbitant bills for that. This is clear stupidity and mismanagement. That's it. So this government is worse, and it will go down in history as one of the corrupt and the worst government that we have ever seen. One of the corrupt governments we have ever known. And it is very, very, bitter to hear people that this government has been able to reduce. I mean, it is so stupid, It is because Ghanaians have not been able to experience better government. So anybody, anything thrown at them, they are happy. It's not their fault. A time is coming that these will be no more. And let me sound this clear to the politicians. They can fool them, but they cannot fool all. They will be able to fool some, but they can't fool all. And power would not be there for them. Power would not be there for them. Previously, it was John Ajekum for just to start from somewhere, and he came to Atamils. Now it was with Mahama. Came to Akufo-Addo, and now Mahama again. It means that power is not permanent. It will slip through the hand of Mahama again. But when you are out, have you calculated? Have you checked what legacy are you leaving? Ghanaians will
Mm-hmm.
ever be Ghanaians. Ghanaians that you rule will be there, but you will be remembered as the most corrupt and wicked leader ever seen in the history of Ghana and its politics. And mind you, maybe the kind of crimes that you guys are committing, because you are too powerful today, tomorrow you will be powerless. And time and season will raise people who will be radical and more demanding and more, proactive. We will chase you for every dime you have stolen from the country. We will block your access. We will take your houses. We will take your property to the state. Let me tell you, even if you have hidden it outside Ghana, we will track you people down because you are corrupt and you are stupid. You didn't think. You think you are deceiving people. You are corrupt. You are corrupt so much that you forget yourself to think. But people will come after you, after your reign. People will come and we will hunt you down. We will check your asset and we'll make sure probity and accountability is done. And we'll make sure that Ghanaian people are served with dignity and justice. We'll make sure that every state property that you have taken, you will pay for it. A time will come we will show you no mercy. Today is your time. It is good that you correct the past. It is good that you use the power you have to better the condition of the Ghanaian people who have given you the power. But if you use your power to bully them, a time will come that some people will come after your reign. We will raise and run after you. We will hunt you down. We will make sure that we seize all your assets for the state. That is it.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so we've done close to an hour. Let me give you the opportunity to give your final words to the viewers before we sign out.
Wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate your platform and your time. You are
Thank
doing
you.
well for Mother Ghana. It is not that we have luxury of time to, spend here and just making fun. No, it is because we hold the country dear to our heart. Leadership and governance is one of the easiest exercise to be done on the planet Earth. It is it is quite difficult and it is not productive when you don't get right people, right leaders. Leadership is sacrifice. You see the plight of the people, so you come in with solutions. If your leadership is not there to solve problems, then you are weak and you are a failure. You are not a good leader. A good leader is someone who has come in to lessen or reduce the plight of the people. A good leader is someone who has come in to alleviate poverty and the poor conditions of the people. So if you come as a leader to loot the people, you have failed as a leader. Now, Ghanaians, it's a message to all of you. NPP, NDC have been given the opportunity and the mandate to serve you with dignity and respect. You didn't get it. You were not fools.
Mhm.
You voted for this political party. All of them had got extra chances. You were not fools. If you gave them the third chances, opportunities, that is where, and your problems are not solved. That is where you become fools. That's it. You gave them chance. They couldn't correct it. You gave them another chance, all of them, the two parties. They couldn't. Why then do you worry yourself? Give them extra time.
Mhm.
The result will still be the same. They can't do it. In any case, they created the problems. So those who have created the problems do not have any common sense to resolve it, to solve it. They can't solve it. So, Ghanaians, stop wasting your time to entrusting the future of the country into the hands of these people who are unproductive and who are stupid. The NPP, the NDC, they are unproductive. They are only there to create loot and share amongst themselves. Nothing better. Have they been able to recover the money of Wyoming? Have they been able to seize any asset from Chairman to me? Where is Opuni now? Where is Ibrahim Mahama, who did not pay tax on the goods that he was taking from the port? These are all crimes against the state and against the people of Ghana. But they are not in jail. Where is Agrada? These people are there to seek to their own parochial interest. That is MPP NDC for you. They will continue to make you fools and bring out policies that could not stand the test of time. They brought NAPCO. Where is NAPCO? It was not sustainable. They brought SADA, GIDA. I where are they? They are not sustainable. Now they have brought Nkukon Ketin. Ask yourself, if Muhammad is even so good and implements it, after Muhammad's regime, how will Nkukon Ketin be? It isn't a good policy. It isn't something that will help Ghana. Ghana needs industries where you will be properly managed and paid by the state. If Muhammad loves you so much, Won't he put you in a comfortable place that you will have a perpetual business? Why will he say that go and read and cook on where there's no proper, maintenance, where there's no proper structure, where there's no proper procedure to follow? Who will feed this in Gokon Ketenkete? How many households will have the Gokon Ketenkete? How will they share the feeds of the Gokon Ketenkete? How many amount of money involved in this in Gokon Ketenkete? How are they going to ensure the fair distribution of the Ngokon Ketengete and even the feet and stuff like that? These are all not feasible. And it is a platform to create loot and share from the coffers of the country. It is stupid policy. It is absurdity that everybody is buying into this. What is in Nkukon? We want industries. We want the agri to be mechanized so that our boys, our youth who are happy to venture into agriculture will now have a sustainable jobs so that whether rain season or rain or shine, they will still have the crops growing, and that we will develop what we call a buffer stock where the country can keep food and food will not go waste. Again, all these buffer stock would have had people being employed in there, whether a graduate or even whilst you are schooling, you would have the opportunity to serve in there. Again, it will also create avenue for taxis to be doing day-to-day delivery. Look at that. Across all the 16 regions, if you have created buffer stock where government will liaise between farmers by providing them with machines to do their farming, and also have a state-owned farming, employ people to be doing palm plantation, cassava, coconut, sugarcane, and all that. Then we start thinking about how we can store them. We start thinking about how we can feed our big industries with produce or with the farm, product, so that we change them from it raw state into finished goods. Look at the massive economic boost that it will give to the Ghanaian people. We have some in Western region, we have some in Bogoso, Sehibekwai, Akontomera, Boase, Kumase, Techimai, Northern region, Tamale, Navrongo, Walewale, Accra, Sunyane, Boko, Sandema. Look at the massive employment that it will bring. National buffer stock, where we will keep all the food. And if you needed some, Ghanaians are going to eat from fresh fruit from the farm. So if you needed some, you either text, call, or even do what do you call it, an app, download an app. So you will map all the chobas, all the restaurants. I mean, Ghanaians are going to eat healthy. This is the kind of project, this is the kind of solution we want. And all of these people will be registered. They will pay taxes and they will make the economy grow. This is wisdom. We don't need a kukonkete. This is wickedness. This is so bad. This is so brutal. These people do not think about our future and the future of the next generation. In fact, it is about time we take the destiny into our own hands and change NPP NDC. 2028, if Ghanaians are sensible, 2028, if Ghanaians are desperate of change, 2028, if Ghanaians would want to take the path of development, it is about time they change NPP and NDC. If Ghanaians are able to learn sense and learn from their mistake and change MPP NDC, that will be their new birth. That will be a new independence for Ghana. And Ghana will never be Ghana as we have seen again. Anybody that will come from different party other than MPP, NDC will be able to put the nation on a good track, a track of development, a good part of success, a good part of advancement, a good part of national cohesion, national integration. These people are just creating divide and rule tactics, and they are dividing Ghanaians on political base, on tribe base, and on religious front, just to rule the people. And once the mandate is given them, they are incapacitated to rule the people well. They are there for their parochial interests, their selfish and disdain plans, and Ghana is nowhere. Ghana is not developing. It is about time we change MPP NDC so that Ghana will
Uh,
develop again. Thank you so much, my brother, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you too. Thank you. Thank you very much. So these are the opinions of Bobby. You can also, come on board, share your opinions by taking the numbers you see on your screen. That's if you want to feature on the program, just take the numbers on the screen. Send a WhatsApp message. Don't call. Just send a WhatsApp message. You want to be featured on the Hard Talk, and I'll link you up. So, Bobby, thank you very much. And
My
I
brother,
think we have to do a part two of this. We have to do a part
it's
two
a
of
pleasure.
this. Yeah.
It's a
So
pleasure.
yeah,
It's a
because
pleasure
there are more things to discuss,
to
and
discuss. Yeah.
yeah, I'll hit you up so we get a part two also done. So like I
Thank you
said,
so
if you're a
much. It's my
Ghanaian,
condition.
yeah,
It's too cold
mhm,
here, but then I really
yeah,
appreciate. I enjoyed it. You have a
mhm,
fantastic, topics, and that it's really a hard talk. Yeah, a hard talk.
mhm,
In
mhm.
fact, it's a really nice program. I appreciate you. Keep it up, my brother.
All right. Thank you very much. So,
Good.
please, if you haven't subscribed and you are new, welcome once again. This is Rash, and this program you're watching is the Hard Talk, where we speak truth to power. So, please, like I said, take the number on the screen if you want to participate or feature on the program. Just take the number, hit me up, and I'll link you up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, share the video, and please don't forget to let us know what you think in the comment section, because we'll be going through the comment section. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bobby,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.